The Epic versus Apple battle serves as a crucial case study in the examination of the future of gaming and technology. This high-profile legal conflict began in August 2020, when Epic Games, the creator of the popular game Fortnite, challenged Apple's App Store policies by introducing a direct payment system within their app. This move bypassed Apple's 30% commission fee on in-app purchases, leading Apple to remove Fortnite from its App Store. At its core, this lawsuit addresses broader issues concerning digital marketplaces competition and the control exerted by tech giants over developers. The significance of this battle extends beyond the two companies involved, spotlighting the dynamics of power and control within digital ecosystems. Apple's App Store, akin to Google's Play Store, operates as a gatekeeper for app distribution on its platform, with strict rules and substantial fees. The outcome of this legal clash could reshape how app stores function and alter the financial models impacting developers and consumers alike. It challenges the status quo and could lead to more equitable revenue-sharing structures, thereby fostering innovation and competition within the tech industry. One prominent example illustrating the implications of this battle is the gaming industry itself. Many developers rely on app stores for distribution, and changes prompted by Epic's actions could democratize access, allowing smaller developers to thrive. On a broader scale, this case underscores the ongoing scrutiny faced by tech giants, drawing parallels to antitrust investigations in both the United States and the European Union. These examinations question whether companies like Apple and Google stifle competition, prompting regulatory bodies to consider new frameworks to ensure fairer market practices. Opinions in support of Epic's stance argue that breaking the stronghold of tech giants will lead to more competition and better options for consumers and developers. Critics of Apple's policies cite the need for fairer revenue models and a freer app environment. However, challenges remain. Apple's defense emphasizes the need for a secure and consistent consumer experience, arguing that its policies protect users from fraudulent apps and maintain quality standards. Some also view such control as essential to maintaining privacy and security. Ultimately, the Epic versus Apple battle is intricately linked to the broader narrative of how digital economies should operate. It underscores the tension between innovation and regulation, potentially influencing policies across gaming and tech industries. As such, the outcome of this case will likely set precedents impacting app distribution, monetization, and competition, thus reshaping the future landscape of gaming and technological ecosystems. The evolution of mobile gaming and app distribution is a fascinating chapter in the broader narrative of the gaming industry's future, one that is directly shaped by ongoing legal battles like Epic versus Apple. At its core, this evolution refers to how games have transitioned from simple, standalone mobile experiences to complex, interconnected platforms and ecosystems, transforming both how games are delivered to users and how revenue is generated. In the context of the Epic versus Apple battle, this evolution holds significant weight. The conflict arises from Epic's attempt to bypass Apple's App Store payment system, challenging the status quo of app distribution monopolized by giants like Apple. This confrontation could potentially reshape the revenue models and distribution frameworks that have been dominant for years. A more decentralized approach to app distribution could emerge, empowering developers with greater freedom and innovation potential while reducing the gatekeeping power of big tech companies. Real-world examples highlight this transformative period. Consider Fortnite's removal from the Apple App Store as a direct consequence of Epic's push to establish its own payment system. This incident underscores the shifting dynamics in how developers seek to distribute and monetize their products. Another example is the rise of alternative app stores like Samsung's Galaxy Store, which offers developers lower commission rates and more control. These platforms are gaining traction as developers seek alternatives to Apple's ecosystem. Opinions supporting this evolution emphasize the potential for increased competition and innovation. Many industry experts argue that loosening the grip of a few dominant players could lead to a more vibrant market, benefiting both developers and consumers. However, this notion isn't free of challenges and controversies. Critics warn that fragmentation could complicate the user experience, leading to security risks, as developers may prioritize patching vulnerabilities differently across multiple stores. Moreover, smaller developers might face difficulties in gaining visibility in a decentralized distribution landscape. The evolution of mobile gaming and app distribution is intrinsically linked to other aspects of the Epic versus Apple narrative, such as regulatory scrutiny and policy reforms. As this battle heats up, it not only has the potential to redefine how games are distributed, but also influences discussions about antitrust issues, app store policies, and the broader question of digital ownership and user rights. This evolving landscape invites stakeholders to reconsider how they interact with technology and digital content, potentially changing the face of gaming and tech permanently. The legal and economic stakes in the Epic vs. Apple case are paramount as they revolve around issues of antitrust laws, market monopoly, and the balance of power within digital marketplaces. At the heart of the case is Epic Games' challenge to Apple's App Store policies, notably the 30% commission on in-app purchases and the prohibition of alternate payment systems. This legal battle has significant implications for the future of tech and gaming, highlighting the ongoing struggle between developers seeking more open platforms and the gatekeeping power of major tech companies. The significance of this situation in the broader context of gaming and technology is undeniable. It could set a precedent regarding how platform owners operate and dictate terms to developers, impacting pricing models, revenue sharing, and possibly reducing barriers for smaller developers to enter the market. In essence, the outcome could redefine the economic model of app ecosystems, not just in gaming, but across all digital goods and services. A real-world example illustrating the legal stakes is the US court's participation, where Epic's lawsuit against Apple accused it of monopolistic practices. This case has sparked a global debate about whether Apple's business practices stifle competition, questions which have attracted interest from regulatory bodies worldwide. Economically, the lawsuit has already influenced other major companies, like Google, to reconsider and adjust their revenue-sharing models to preempt similar disputes. Supporters of Epic's stance, including some consumer advocates and smaller app developers, argue that Apple's current practices create an unfair marketplace, limiting innovation and driving up prices for consumers. They see a favorable ruling for Epic as a push towards a fairer digital economy, where monopolistic control is curbed, fostering innovation and competition. On the other hand, Apple maintains that its policies ensure the security and integrity of its platforms, claiming the commission structure funds the App Store's operational needs and provides developers with a global platform for distribution. Critics of Epic's position warn that loosening these practices could lead to security vulnerabilities and a less curated app ecosystem, potentially harming consumers. This case connects with broader issues such as digital rights management, data privacy, and consumer choice, affecting how digital content is distributed and consumed worldwide. The resolution of this dispute may influence regulatory frameworks, prompting stricter scrutiny over tech giants and how they conduct their business, influencing the operational landscape for the entire gaming and tech industry. The impact of the Epic versus Apple battle on App Store policies and developer ecosystems marks a pivotal shift in the technology and gaming sectors. This dispute, centered on Apple's App Store fee structures and control over app distribution, surfaced when Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite, bypassed Apple's payment system, leading to a legal battle. This confrontation brings to the fore the concept of digital marketplace governance, where the power dynamics between platform owners and developers are scrutinized. In terms of significance, this battle is crucial as it challenges the traditional models of app distribution that have long dictated how digital content is monetized. Developers argue that high commission fees and restrictive policies stifle innovation, making it difficult for smaller players to compete. By questioning these norms, the Epic versus Apple case could lead to more equitable economic opportunities for developers, fostering innovation and growth within the industry. A prime example of potential change can be seen in Apple's decision to lower commission rates for small developers from 30% to 15%, a move likely inspired by the growing scrutiny and competition from alternative platforms like the Epic Games Store. Another example involves legislative responses. For instance, South Korea passed a law that prohibits major app stores from forcing developers to use their proprietary payment systems, illustrating how government intervention may reshape app marketplaces globally. Opinions supporting reform argue that reducing platform fees and promoting fair competition could democratize digital markets, catalyzing a diverse range of applications and gaming experiences for consumers. However, Apple contends that its policies maintain the security and quality of its ecosystem, ensuring user trust and satisfaction. Challenges to changing App Store policies include potential security risks and the fragmentation of payment systems, which could complicate user experience and lead to financial losses for platforms. Additionally, critics argue that smaller platforms might introduce inconsistencies in user protections and app quality, highlighting the contentious balance between regulation and innovation. This dynamic links intricately with broader discussions on digital sovereignty and antitrust considerations, influencing how tech giants and governments will negotiate the balance of power moving forward. As this legal saga unfolds, its resolution could redefine the structural dynamics of digital ecosystems, guiding the future landscape of gaming and technology at large. Through this lens, the Epic versus Apple battle is more than a corporate clash. It is a catalyst for potential transformation in how digital marketplaces function worldwide.